It happened just after 11 Wednesday night on Eastern Boulevard near Wagner's Lane in Essex. That's where police say a routine traffic stop came up with the discovery of two young children, a boy and girl, 7-year-old Jocelyn Johnson and 5-year-old Larry O'Neill, dead inside the car.
Honestly, I pray for the young lady because you have to be in a dark place to put babies in a trunk and to drive around with them.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Nique, and you're tuned in to Nique at Night. If this is your first time here, over here we are the Night Owls, and the Night Owls shop my website, okay, which is on the screen, www.niqueatnight.com, where you can find a bunch of new arrivals as it pertains to pajamas, lingerie, adult goodies, even stuff for couples to engage in couples night. You know, I have a lot of different things available on my website, so definitely make sure to go and check it out. Now, let's get into this story. So there was a thread that I seen on the Neighborhood Talk, and it was about this 24-year-old mom who was devastated after her two children were found dead in the trunk of her sister's car. Now, the sister was supposed to be taking care of the children while the mom basically got herself together. I guess the mom said that she was not able to be mentally strong enough for the children. So she dropped off these two children in about 2019. The sister was supposed to be taking care of them in short. And in the midst of that time, I'm guessing the mom ended up getting pregnant with another child, but she decided to try to catch up with her children, figure out what was going on, and I guess the sister moved without her knowing. This is the woman responsible for this heinous crime. Her name is Nicole Johnson of Baltimore, and she will face multiple charges, including first-degree child abuse resulting in the death of a child in connection with the deaths of 7-year-old Jocelyn Johnson and 5-year-old Larry O'Neill. Now, the mother of the children wrote, and she took to GoFundMe to kind of open up a little bit more about this, and then I'm going to go to a news article that goes into even more depth than she went. So over on her GoFundMe account, she posts a screen clip of a piece of an article, and in the caption where it shares the description of the incidents that she would be needing, help from, she wrote the following. My children passed by the hands of my sister. Please help me bury them. They are 5 and 7. I need help. I honestly don't know what to say or do. It hurts. I only have 3, and now I only have my 8-month-old. Sorry for the short information. I only wanted to send them home. That's all I want to do as fast as possible so they can find peace. I apologize for the high number. I have no idea how much a funeral is supposed to cost for even one child. I just threw a number out there. I'm making this in tears last night. It was supposed to be just a family helping a family situation. I trusted her. I was mentally broken from losing the woman that raised me. She said, I'm sorry, please don't bash me. I'll change. I guess she kept tripping on. She set the goal as 35,000. So she kept writing this, and this is kind of a little bit all over the place. So she says, I'll never get to see my kids because a mistake I made trusting my sister. I wish I could take it back, but I can't. I was in the process of getting them back when she just disappeared. I still trusted her and didn't want to think the worst. This was my blood sister. She was my family. The mistake I made in trusting will always fall on me. But I never could imagine this outcome. I just needed a mental break. I lost the woman that raised me. I was tired and depressed and down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I can't take the bashing. I only want to bury them. I can't just get offline. I have to fundraise. Just please be kind. I'm begging. So that is what the woman basically said when she was describing the incidents that happened. Now, per the news, they went into more detail as to how it was uncovered that these children were in the trunk. And it's quite crazy. So basically, according to the article, one child was in the trunk since May of last year. And then the other child, they ended up being in the trunk as of this year. Why the woman wanted to roll around with bodies in the trunk decomposing is crazy. Why she wanted to kill them is crazier. Like, it's just all crazy. But I'm going to read to you guys this article and bring you guys up to speed on what they are saying in detail. A 33-year-old woman drove around with the body of a young girl in her trunk for many months. Then in May, placed the girl's dead younger brother in the trunk beside her. Baltimore County Police charged Nicole Michelle Johnson with neglect and failure to report the death of Jocelyn Marie James Johnson, 7, and Larry Darnell O'Neill, 5. Disposal of their bodies and child abuse that resulted in the death of 2 children, according to the charging documents. Police discovered the bodies during a traffic stop in Essex late Wednesday night, and Johnson later told them one of the bodies had been in the trunk since May of 2020, according to charging documents. A statement of probable cause says Johnson was the aunt of the 2 children and had been trusted to care for them since 2019. The document says an Essex officer pulled over Johnson's car, which was traveling quickly down Eastern Boulevard at 11:17 p.m. July 28th. Johnson's car had a fake temporary tag and registration, and she had been driving without a license, according to the statement. When the officer issued a citation for Johnson to appear in court and informed her the car would have to be towed, the report alleges Johnson told the officer, "It don't matter. I won't be here in 5 days. Y'all going to see me on the news making my big debut." Mental illness is real. When the officer cleared the trunk for the car to be towed, police documents say
the officer detected the unmistakable odor of decomposition. At one point, the officer even noticed that the clear bag contained maggots inside. According to the department, after repeated requests from the officer, Johnson removed the blanket, exposing the decomposing body of a young child who was inside a suitcase.
The decomposing bodies of both children were found in the car, according to police, one in a suitcase and one inside a plastic tote bag. When the officer found the first child's body, the police documents say Johnson tried to flee the scene.
Now, according to the court documents, when the autopsy was done, 7-year-old Jocelyn Johnson weighed 18 pounds and her brother, 5-year-old Larry O'Neill, weighed 21 pounds.
Both bodies were taken to the office of the chief medical examiner, but according to the probable cause statement, the cause of death for both children has yet to be determined.
Police say the defendant admitted she hit the little girl and she fell and hit her head.
Police documents allege the children were malnourished at the time of their deaths. According to charging documents, Johnson told police that in May 2020, she became angry with Jocelyn and hit her several times, causing the child to hit her head on the floor. Johnson told police that in May of this year, she then put Larry's body in a plastic tote bag in her trunk next to the decomposing body of his sister, according to documents, but did not elaborate on how he died. Police say Johnson later told detectives the children belonged to her sister, Deshelle Johnson, who had asked Nicole Johnson to look after them in 2019. Deshelle Johnson told them she had tried multiple times to get in touch with her sister and the children since leaving the kids in Nicole's care in 2019, but didn't hear back. Police documents say Deshelle had not been able to find her sister or her children until she was notified of the children's death. Nicole Johnson is currently being held without bond and is scheduled for bail review hearing July 30th at 1 p.m. in Baltimore County's district. Nicole Johnson waived her right to an attorney in the initial appearance. The entire Baltimore County Police Department grieves with the community over this unspeakable deaths of 2 innocent children. And the sister basically took to her Facebook account to basically share the memory of her children. I'm going to go back. Wait, what? Okay, so over on her Facebook page, she basically was sharing memories and I shouldn't have refreshed the darn page. Her page was up and I could have just scrolled through, but I had no idea that her page would disappear when I tried to refresh it. But anyways, over on her page, she had photos of her children. She had photos of her, I guess the mother or the woman who raised her. And she was basically on there saying that all three of them have now passed and gone.
Also on the page, she shared the GoFundMe account, and under the GoFundMe account and other people who posted this story around social media, a lot of people said that she did not deserve for anybody to donate any money to her. Now, when I was doing this story, I was on her page and I was scrolling through, and then while I was talking to you guys, I'm like, well, let me refresh the page, see if she has an update. That way we can be up and current, and the page was gone. I'm going to share with you some of the things that people said, and maybe I don't know if that's why she chose to deactivate or what happened. I'm going to give you a quick recap of what she said on the GoFundMe, and then I'm going to show you what people said in reply to that.
Please help me bury them. They are 5 and 7. I need help. I honestly don't know what to say or do. It hurts. I only have 3, and now I only have my 8-month-old. And now I only have my 8-month-old.
Okay, so as you can see, once she gave her 2 children to her sister, she had another baby. And a lot of social media users had a huge problem with that, and they were coming for her full force about it and blamed her for her kid's death in so many words. Even though, like, when she tells her story, she says she's been trying, she couldn't find her sister, but these people felt like, she didn't visit her kids, and they felt like she just left them high and dry, and they felt like she was to blame also. So the top comment, it says, she doesn't look starving, she never visited / checked on her kids, and she had another one. Unreal. Those 2 poor babies, mothers should be in jail also. So then the next person says, I hope no one contributes to those pages without knowing the whole story. She doesn't deserve 1 penny. If these articles are true, I can't imagine the horror these poor children went through by both the mother and the aunt. Despicable. Both should be held responsible. So another person says, no one should donate to her GoFundMe. She hasn't done ish for those kids since giving them over to that monster that killed them. Her daughter was in the trunk of that car for over a year. Where was she on checking on her kids since 2019? People are stupid if you think this money will be used to bury these beautiful babies. Another person says, I don't mean no harm, but I ain't contributing nothing unless it's directly to the funeral home. I'm so tired of folks having kids and they don't want nothing but the free benefits that come with the kids. Biden done hand out too many stimulus checks for anybody to be that broke. Meanwhile, got money to buy weave and makeup. This person says they need to take her baby. Shaking my head. She couldn't protect these babies. She shouldn't have the last. Protect the baby before it's too late for her too. Somebody says, so poverty and mentally stricken. So the solution was to have another baby. No physical visits because you were too busy BSing in the streets, taking selfies and such. You belong in prison to be worked to death. Okay. Another person says, beautiful babies, hope they have a blast in heaven, no suffering, no pain, and God justice be upon the person. Another person says, makes me sick. She's trying to make money off of the terrible death of her kids. She wasn't talking to them. This was all about government money. Okay. Another person says she couldn't provide or take care of her 2 children, so she has another one. In the meantime, her children are dead at the hands of their aunt. This is horrific. That woman should never be allowed to have any children. So she haven't checked on her kids for over a damn year. Okay, your sister has them, but you haven't called or anything. F that, she knew them kids were dead. So another person says, you couldn't take care of 2 and pregnant with another? How the F you let that ish ride? She needs to be locked up too. I'd hunt a mother effer down behind my child. That ish ain't gonna fly. So another person says, so you mean to tell me she just let her kids stay missing for a year? And then another person says, all of a sudden, she's heartbroken. Get out of here with all of that. Where was she prior to this? It's a show on the mother's part. Another person says, You mean to tell me she didn't talk to her kids in a effing year? She has the nerve to ask for $35,000 for 2 funerals. It's about the money and not those babies. Another person says she was living her best life on Facebook. Whole time her kids was in her sister's trunk dead. So in over a year, her sister having those kids, she didn't see, call, or check on them. I wonder if she even sent any type of financial support for those kids, which I highly doubt. Another person, something is definitely not right with this story. She tried calling but never showed up to look for them. Once she couldn't reach them by phone. Another person, first of all, I hope CPS reach out to confirm the mother tried to reach them because the story is not adding up. First of all, she gave away her innocent babies to go get pregnant again and have another baby? Ain't no way. Okay, another person says, a local funeral home is providing free services to lay these babies to rest. So therefore, no GoFundMe is needed, period. Another person says she pawned those babies off. She's just as sick. And then another person, and another person, and another person, and another person, and another person. They all were going ham on the mom. So I'm not sure if she decided to deactivate her page because so many people was going ham on her. She had set the GoFundMe up to $35,000. And people found it odd that, she was now asking for $35,000. She hadn't seen her kids in all this time. And they were definitely going hamburger on her in these comments. So, again, while I was looking on her Facebook page, I tried to refresh it. The page disappeared. So, I'm not sure if she decided, you know what, oh, my God, I'm going to deactivate this, blah, blah, blah. Because when I was reading through the GoFundMe, she kept saying, oh, my God, you guys don't bash me. I don't know how much a funeral costs. Don't bash me. And then, she would write something about the story, and then she would say, don't bash me. I just threw a number out there. I'm going to change the number when I find out how much it costs. She kept saying that, and it kept, throwing me off reading it or whatever. So I don't know if she decided to deactivate on her own or because of all of the traffic she was getting and all of the people who was, coming at her neck for feeling like, she wasn't there for her babies. The page got reported and Facebook maybe took it away. I don't know, because sometimes Facebook will suspend your account if they feel like it's suspicious activity going on like that also as well. So I don't know, but I'm just bringing y'all the story. So she ended up bringing her goal from $35,000 that she originally set down to $20,000, but she left a caption that said that she wanted to give an update. She raised $2,728 and she gave an update, and she basically said in her update, please stop donating. We found someone that will do it for free. Thank you, and I'm sorry. I think that she can definitely stop people from donating by closing the GoFundMe account. I feel like that's the easiest way to dead it. I feel like she has the power to, cut the GoFundMe and close it. But, she did update, and she did let people know that a person is willing to do the services for free, so that's also cool as well.
There was also a video of the man who basically put police onto the trail of the sister's car.
Like a 5-second video. It's only like a 5-second video. It was Dan Barsnick's curiosity that turned a quick cell phone recording.
It's pretty crazy. It's kind of heartbreaking, man.
Into a brief look.
There was a pile of almost garbage and stuff next to it, and they were completely surrounded.
Into something even more shocking.
This was a gruesome discovery.
It happened just after 11 Wednesday night on Eastern Boulevard near Wagner's Lane in Essex. That's where police say a routine traffic stop came up with the discovery of 2 young children, a boy and girl, 7-year-old Jocelyn Johnson and 5-year-old Larry O'Neill, dead inside the car. Police took the driver into custody as officers continue to push for answers in this early investigation.
All right, guys, that's all for this video. You guys let me know what you think. Do you think that social media was extremely too harsh on the mother? Or do you think that they were holding her accountable, rightfully so? What do you think about the fact that the aunt had the children in the back trunk smelling? If you ever smelled a dead body, you know that that smell is horrible. I've definitely smelled the smell before, and it is horrible. The fact that she had two dead bodies in the back of her car and drove around like that, I'm going to take a guess that there's mental illness involved or maybe even drugs. It's sad and unfortunate how these two lost their lives and they are now, robbed of their future, of what they could have become, because they were left with an unstable aunt. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Also, make sure to visit my website, www.niqueatnight.com, to get all of your lingerie, pajamas, nightclub wear, or adult goodies all in one whop on my website as well. www.niqueatnight.com. Hit the subscribe button and join to be a channel member so that you are always up to date when I upload. Peace.